Somebody sent me a letter asking for an advice. How can he feel better about being ugly? I do get a lot of messages and a lot of letters from you guys, but this week I actually got two very interesting ones. This particular one allowed me to use, gave me permission to use this as a topic on this YouTube channel, but he didn't want his identity revealed. So I'm going to read part of the letter. I'm writing to you because you seem to have a balance between politeness and honesty. You also don't seem to shy away from controversial topic, and you make your stand even if you know people will not like what you say. So please do your usual, be honest, and do not patronize me. I am ugly, and I have come to accept that, and I don't have money for surgery. That leaves me with one thing: my emotions. I need to feel good about myself even though I am ugly. How do I do that? He attached a picture of himself. Don't say I am not ugly or that appearance is not important. It just makes me feel worse. Just give me practical tips, something actionable and not some pep talk. Okay, so that's just part of the letter. He did say that he was also bullied all throughout high school for being ugly. So first, let me do a disclaimer. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a sociologist or a guidance counselor or whatever. I don't have the professional credentials to give any kind of advice. So please seek professional help. If you feel like you're going to harm yourself or you're going to harm other people, or that it's getting the way of your progress or your growth or your happiness, please do so. You also did say that you were bullied all throughout high school. Please talk to somebody about it. Don't allow anybody to help you do not allow anybody to hurt you for any reason, regardless of what that reason may be. Please talk to somebody and tell somebody about it. Okay, so you asked for practical tips. Number one is hygiene. Make sure that you shower every day, you brush your teeth, cut your nails, no matter how good looking you are, if you don't look hygienic, if you don't look clean, and if you don't feel clean to other people, then you're just going to be ugly. So that is actually, this I can tell you for sure, that hygiene is more important than the structure of your face. Really, I swear. So please just shower every day, just make sure that you look clean, and of course that you are clean. That's not just look clean, but actually feel clean. Number two is that you smell clean, and if possible, smell good. You don't need expensive perfumes. Just if you wash your clothes regularly and you shower every day or twice a day, if possible, then you're going to smell good. If you go to the dentist regularly, you brush your teeth regularly, you're going to smell good. And really, if you know somebody smells good, you would actually want to be around that person. And it really changes your perception of somebody when they smell good, or if they smell clean. Okay, number three, dress decent. You don't need to be fashionable. You don't need to buy clothes from Chanel or Louis Vuitton or whatever. You just need to dress decent. Dress in a way that shows you respect other people enough to appear decent in front of their eyes. Decide on an I know that what looks good on different people actually differs. So what looks good on me may not look good on you. So I know that. But so decide on your aesthetics. What looks good to you, and then follow that aesthetics. And it can evolve, you can experiment, and that's fine. But for as long as you look decent, that really changes somebody's perspective. Next is speak like an educated person. So you don't need to pull words from the dictionary or write poetry. All you need to do is to be able to express yourself in a nice way, in a clear way, and in the least number of words as possible, because that shows that you also have respect towards other people's time. So just be aware, it's okay to use street language, but choose when you're going to use street language. If you're in a school, in an office situation, in a place of work, or in an office, or in a party where a lot of your colleagues are there, then maybe choosing a more formal kind of proper, yeah, okay, more proper words would be better to use. You don't need, as I've said, you don't need perfect grammar, you don't need to write poetry, you just need to be clear and succinct in your expression. Number 5, be polite and be considerate of others. There's anyone who's so polite and so considerate, they're very, very attractive. And it doesn't have to be big acts. It can be little acts of politeness and consideration, like allowing others to finish their sentence, looking at people in the eye when they're talking, paying attention to other people, giving somebody some space when they're moving, asking permission if you wanna pick something up that is not yours, just to look at something. Making sure that you pronounce somebody's name correctly, and saying thank you, saying I'm sorry, all of those simple expressions of politeness. I always find it attractive and admirable, actually, when somebody remembers something that I said a long time ago. Like, for example, if I meet somebody in the party and then, we talk about certain things, doesn't have to be anything important, could be casual, like my favorite band, or maybe I talked about my family a little bit, and then a year or a week or a month after, I see that person again and they remember certain details of what I said. It doesn't have to be the entire thing, but certain details of what I said, and they mention it. It's so like, wow, it makes you feel like you matter, and that really changes how you look at the other person. I remember the former First Lady of the Philippines, Imelda Marcos, she's a master of that. She actually has somebody that remembers all the details about people that she meets, and then when she meets that person again, it's that person's duty to actually remember what that person said. But aside from the assistant, she's also very good at remembering details about other people, and that's why she's so likable. Because you can talk about, a year ago you talked about how your child or that child being sick, and then a year after she meets you again and she will actually ask you how your child is doing. So it makes the other people feel important, and that really changes how you look at the other person. Okay, 6, be kind even when no one is looking. You don't need to, or that even if you don't have to be kind, right? Just that knowing that you did something, that it was an act of kindness that you did, and you don't need other people to recognize that. Just for as long as you know that and you recognize that that was an act of kindness. It doesn't have to be something big. It can be something small. It can be forgiving somebody who offended you, who's not even asking for forgiveness first, or giving helping somebody financially or physically, helping an old woman cross the street or carry a shopping bag. It doesn't have to be a huge act of kindness. And no one has to acknowledge. The most important thing is that that you give yourself credit for that, and that should be enough. Especially if you went out of your way, if you inconvenienced yourself to be able to do that act of kindness. That's a big thing. Forgiveness is one of that. Like, to be able to forgive somebody who offended you, and that person is not even asking for forgiveness, and you have forgiven that person. You have to acknowledge and give yourself a tap in the back and say, hey, that was something difficult, but you did it, and that's all that you need. So that's between you, and if you believe in God, then that's between you and your God. Okay, next is achieve something. And again, it doesn't have to be big. It can be graduating from school, or it can be being able to buy a bike for your younger brother, or it could be getting an A in one of the courses that you're taking. It does not, or getting a raise at work. It doesn't have to be big. It only needs to matter to you and to the people that you love. Next is that help whenever you can. So again, doesn't have to be anything big. It can be a friend who's going through something and telling that friend, hey, I'm not good at saying the right thing, but if you need somebody to listen to whatever it is that you're going through, I'm here. or as I've said, helping somebody climb the stairs, you know, an old person climb the stairs, or helping an old person carry that shopping bag. Okay, 9 is try to see the best in people. Social media is so good at doing the opposite. They see the worst in people and they stick to that. So do the opposite. Try to see the best in people. Many times people commit mistakes. They're not perfect, but it doesn't make them a bad person. But if you are able to see the best in people, you will see them as good-looking people. And they will return the favor if they know that you're extending kindness, that you're genuinely and sincerely believing that they are good people. They're going to see the same thing on you, and it will reflect in every aspect of you, not just your character, but also physically. Number 10 is love and show it. Love as many people as you can, as hard as you can, and as passionately as you can. I also grew up surrounded with beautiful women. My cousins, all of my friends, they're all beautiful. My family, they're all beautiful. And I have always been the fat and ugly one. It sort of made me give up. Like, whatever, I'm ugly, that's it. But as I grew up and found myself with a purpose, and and that purpose is to love and to care for my family and for my friends, I slowly started not really caring about how I look. As I've said, I just made sure that I'm hygienic, I'm clean, I shower every day, I brush my teeth, I go to the dentist regularly. But other than that, I'm not worried about it anymore. It only matters to me that I'm able to take care of my family, that I make them happy, that they know that I love them. It matters to me that I'm doing what I love, you know, writing, the work that I'm doing as a marketing manager, my art, and this channel. I only want to do better for myself. I don't really care about what other people is going to think about it. So that's and it makes me care less. It makes me not care about people that I don't know. It actually makes me feel good. I just want to be better. And yeah, that's it. Real talk. So again, I'm not a professional. Please do seek professional help, especially if you feel like it's getting in the way of your growth, in the way of your life, and in the way of your happiness. Talk to the people that you love. Tell them how you feel. And really, once you feel loved and once you love, it's all going to be better.